Have you ever been just about to buy a compact SUV? Maybe you've already visited a dealership. Maybe you've compared prices online. Maybe you're even planning the paperwork this week. And then suddenly you discover there's one vehicle you didn't fully consider that could completely change your decision. That's exactly why this video might be one of the most important car reviews you watch before spending your money. Because the compact SUV segment is one of the most competitive categories in the automotive world right now. And choosing the wrong one could mean missing out on better comfort, better technology, and a driving experience that actually fits your daily life. Today, we're talking about a vehicle that has surprised a lot of buyers, and many people who were planning to buy another SUV ended up changing their minds after test driving it. Before you buy any compact SUV, you need to see this review, because today we're taking a deep look at the Hyundai Tucson, a vehicle that has quietly become one of the most talked about SUVs in its class. Some people buy it because of the bold design, some people choose it because of the comfort, and others are impressed by the technology and practicality it offers. But the real question is whether it truly deserves the attention it's getting, and more importantly, whether it could be the right SUV for you. Welcome back to Maple Motors Hub, the place where car buyers come before making one of the biggest purchases they'll make this year. Here, we don't just talk about cars, we talk about real ownership experience, real driving impressions, and the details that matter when you live with a vehicle every single day. If you're new here, this channel is all about helping you avoid buyer's regret by showing you what actually matters before you sign that contract at the dealership. Now let's start with the first thing that makes this SUV stand out the moment you see it on the road. The design of the Tucson is something that immediately separates it from many other compact SUVs. A lot of vehicles in this category play it safe. They follow a familiar shape and style because manufacturers don't want to take risks. But Hyundai did something different with this model. They created a design that feels modern, bold, and futuristic without looking overdone. The front of the vehicle is one of the most recognizable parts of its design. The grille integrates with the daytime running lights in a way that almost hides them when they're off. And then when the lights turn on, the whole front of the SUV suddenly comes alive. It's a detail that many drivers appreciate because it makes the vehicle look unique, both during the day and at night. When you're driving through traffic, you'll notice that people often recognize this SUV quickly because of that distinctive lighting signature. Moving to the side profile, the body lines are sharp and sculpted, giving the SUV a dynamic appearance even when it's parked. This design approach helps the vehicle look more premium than what people usually expect in the compact SUV category. Some buyers actually mention that the first time they saw the Tucson, they assumed it belonged to a higher price segment because of how refined and modern it looked. At the rear, the design continues with sleek lighting elements and a wide stance that gives the vehicle a confident presence on the road. For many buyers, exterior design might seem like a secondary factor at first, but the reality is that people live with their cars every day. They park them at home, they see them every morning, and having a vehicle that you genuinely enjoy looking at can make a bigger difference than you might expect. But design alone is never enough when choosing an SUV, because the real experience begins the moment you step inside the cabin. And this is where many buyers start to realize why the Tucson is becoming such a strong competitor in the compact SUV segment. The interior feels thoughtfully designed, and everything seems placed in a way that prioritizes comfort and usability. When you sit in the driver's seat, the first thing you notice is how modern the dashboard looks. Instead of cluttering the cabin with too many buttons, the layout is clean and organized, giving the vehicle a more upscale feel. The materials used throughout the interior feel solid and well finished, and the overall atmosphere is calm and refined. Another important thing many drivers notice immediately is the amount of space available inside. One of the challenges in the compact SUV category is balancing size with interior comfort. Some vehicles look big on the outside, but feel cramped inside, especially for passengers sitting in the back seats. The Tucson does a good job of avoiding that problem. Rear passengers often mention that there's a comfortable amount of legroom, making longer trips more enjoyable. If you're someone who often drives with family members, friends, or co-workers, interior space becomes extremely important. Nobody wants to feel squeezed during a long journey, and this is one area where the Tucson performs well compared to many competitors. Comfort is also about seating design, and Hyundai has clearly focused on making the seats supportive for both short commutes and longer drives. The driving position feels natural, visibility is good, and the cabin insulation helps reduce outside noise, creating a relaxed environment when you're on the road. Now let's talk about technology, because modern vehicles are no longer just about driving from one place to another. Drivers now expect their vehicles to connect with their digital lives, provide useful information, and make everyday tasks easier. The Tucson offers a range of technology features that reflect how much the automotive world has evolved. The infotainment system is designed to be intuitive, which means drivers don't have to struggle to find what they're looking for while driving. Navigation, media, and connectivity features are presented in a clear and responsive interface. Many drivers appreciate that the system doesn't feel overly complicated, which is something that can sometimes frustrate users in other vehicles. Another highlight is the digital display that provides driving information in front of the driver. This display helps keep important details visible without distracting from the road. For example, information about speed, driving conditions, and vehicle status can be accessed easily while maintaining focus on driving. Technology also extends into safety, and this is a major reason why many families consider the Tucson when shopping for a compact SUV. Modern driver assistance systems are designed to support the driver by providing alerts and assistance during certain driving situations. These features can help improve awareness and reduce stress during daily commuting or highway travel. For example, systems that monitor lane positioning, detect nearby vehicles, and assist during parking can make driving feel more confident and controlled. While these systems don't replace attentive driving, they do provide an extra layer of reassurance that many drivers appreciate. Performance is another key area that buyers want to understand before purchasing a compact SUV. In this segment, most drivers are not necessarily looking for extreme speed or aggressive performance. Instead, they want a vehicle that feels smooth, reliable, and comfortable during everyday driving. The Tucson focuses strongly on delivering a balanced driving experience. When driving through city streets, the vehicle feels manageable and easy to control. Steering is responsive without being overly sensitive, which helps drivers navigate traffic and parking situations comfortably. On highways, the ride quality remains stable, and passengers can enjoy a smooth journey even during longer drives. Suspension tuning is another factor that influences how comfortable a vehicle feels on the road. In many regions, roads are not always perfectly smooth, and a good suspension system helps absorb bumps and uneven surfaces. The Tucson does a solid job of maintaining comfort, which is something drivers quickly notice when transitioning from rough city roads to smoother highways. Fuel efficiency is also an important factor for many buyers. Especially with fluctuating fuel prices, compact SUVs are popular partly because they provide the practicality of a larger vehicle while still maintaining reasonable efficiency. The Tucson offers a balance that makes it suitable for daily commuting as well as longer trips. Another reason many buyers appreciate this SUV is practicality. Beyond design and performance, people want a vehicle that can handle real-life situations. Grocery shopping, carrying luggage, weekend trips, sports equipment, and everyday errands all require space and flexibility. The cargo area in the Tucson is designed to support those needs. Whether you're loading travel bags for a trip or simply doing weekly shopping, the storage space feels usable and accessible. The rear seats can also be adjusted or folded when additional space is required, giving drivers more flexibility depending on their situation. This kind of versatility is one of the reasons compact SUVs have become so popular worldwide. People want a vehicle that can adapt to different parts of their life, and models like the Tucson are built with that in mind. Another interesting point is how the Tucson compares emotionally with buyers. Sometimes vehicles stand out, not just because of specifications, but because of how they make drivers feel when they're behind the wheel. Many drivers describe the Tucson as a vehicle that feels comfortable, modern, and easy to live with, which is something that doesn't always show up in numbers or feature lists. When people test drive multiple SUVs, they often find themselves comparing small details like cabin atmosphere, seat comfort, and driving smoothness. These factors can end up being the deciding point when choosing between two similar vehicles. This is why many people who initially planned to buy a different compact SUV ended up reconsidering after experiencing the Tucson. It offers a combination of design, comfort, technology, and practicality that makes it a strong contender in the segment. Another thing worth mentioning is long-term ownership satisfaction. Buying a vehicle is not just about the first week or the first month. It's about living with that car for years. Drivers want something reliable, comfortable, and enjoyable to drive daily. Vehicles that succeed in this segment are usually the ones that manage to maintain that satisfaction over time. If you are currently researching compact SUVs, this is the stage where many buyers start narrowing down their options. Some people focus on price, others prioritize features, and some are simply looking for a vehicle that feels right when they drive it. The Tucson manages to appeal to a wide range of buyers because it balances many of these factors effectively. And that's exactly why this review exists. Because before spending a large amount of money on a vehicle, it's worth making sure you've considered all the strong options available in the market. Sometimes the difference between a good purchase and a great purchase comes down to a single test drive or a single review that highlights something you didn't notice before. Many viewers later tell us that watching detailed reviews helped them make a more confident decision. At Maple Motors Hub, our goal is to make sure you feel informed before making that decision. We focus on explaining what actually matters when choosing a vehicle so you can avoid the frustration of realizing later that another option might have suited you better. If you're planning to buy a compact SUV soon, take your time, compare your options carefully, and make sure you test drive the vehicles that truly interest you. The Tucson is definitely one of those models that deserves to be on your list before you finalize your choice. Thank you for spending your time with Maple Motors Hub today. If you enjoyed this detailed review and found it helpful, make sure you subscribe to the channel because we regularly bring in-depth car reviews, buying guides, and comparisons that help you stay ahead before purchasing your next vehicle. Also, let us know in the comments which compact SUV you're considering right now. Are you thinking about the Tucson, or is there another SUV you want us to review next? Your suggestions help us create videos that are most useful for you. And remember, the best car purchase is the one you make after knowing all your options. Stay informed, drive safe, and we'll see you in the next review here on Maple Motors Hub.